they shine so bright, you might go blind, blind, blind.
Hi everyone, and hello to my German people here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ernest for those of you who are new here. On this channel, we talk about finance related topics. We also do cover studying abroad. Now, in today's episode, I'll be sharing with you my experience when I embarked on obtaining a job seeking visa and how I transitioned from being a student to a full-time worker. So let's dive right into the video. So I'll be talking about the job seeking visa and how you as a student or you as a job seeking individual can transition from a job seeking visa to a full-time employee in Germany. So the job seeking visa in Germany is a visa which is given by the Ausländer beholder, which means foreign office. So they give you this visa once you are done with your studies as a foreign student to look for a job. And the duration of the visa is 18 months. So they give you 1.5 years to look for a job that is related to your field of study. So for those of you who don't know a job seeking visa, this is a job seeking visa for students who want to transition from being a student to full-time worker in Germany. So the application process basically involves submitting all your documents once you've gotten a company who is willing to hire you. So for example, your contract document, your insurance, your proof of address, your bank statement. So you submit all these documents to the Ausländer beholder or foreign office. So they will, assess it in the span of a couple of weeks to see your eligibility to receive this kind of, to transition to on a work visa. So it might take a couple of times. So it's quite important to, plan everything, look at the timeline so that things are not done in a rush. So I'll now move on to researching the job market or looking for, platforms where you could apply for jobs in Germany. So you could use platforms like LinkedIn, Indeed, you can use Stepstone, you can use Zing. So there are so many platforms out there that you can do your applications for job through these platforms. And so it's very important to craft your CV for it to, meet the European standard or the German standard. You don't just, put any CV out there. And it's very critical to tailor your CV to the job specification. I'm not an HR person, but I'm sure there's tons of, resources online how you be able to tailor your CV so that it meets the, criteria, or it gives you a higher chance of, landing a really good job or your dream job. And during the application process, you have to stay persistent because, it's more or less like a number game. And as much as it's a number game, it's very key or vital to do a really quality application. Basically, you don't need to rush through the application and just, be looking at just the number. It's good to have so many applications, but it's also good to tailor your CV to the job you are applying for. So the next point I'll move on is the learning German or learning Deutsch in Germany. So in your job search, whilst you are searching, it will be worthwhile to, improve your Deutsch. So start learning Deutsch. If you don't have the funds to support this, there are so many resources online like YouTube videos. You can use all these to, improve your Deutsch. And this will improve your job prospect and will help you integrate better once you find a job. Because there are so many English jobs out there, but once you get an English job, you are living in Germany. So it makes life easy for you to, be learning the Deutsch whilst you are on the job seeking visa, or better still, before you transition to the job seeking visa. And another important key thing is also about networking. So it is good to network. So networking is very crucial in Germany. So you can attend industry events, you can attend join professional association, you can connect to people on LinkedIn, and that can become very handy. Also, another key element is also the German culture or work culture. So Germans are really noted for punctuality. So if you want to work in Germany, then you should try and be punctual. You should try and be more professional, and you should be more organized and structured, because as much as landing a job is very important, maintaining the job is also very key. So it's very good to know the culture of the country where you are working, where punctuality and professionalism is very key, so that you make sure that you are able to get a job and also maintain the job. And one key thing is be very open minded, be patient, and be very proactive when you start working in the German culture. So I worked a bit as an accountant in Germany. So in the job seeking process, one common challenge you will face is the language barrier and cultural difference. So like I previously mentioned, language is very, very key. So it gets to a point in time where you become a bit frustrated that you should have improved your Deutsch. So if you're watching me right now and you've not received your job seeking visa, then it's good to learn Deutsch. For me, I would say I didn't really, advance my Deutsch to a certain level, but then I was, I would say I was lucky, blessed to get a job where English was the main language required, and the working language was also English. And you need to be very open-minded. That is very important. And be patient and be proactive. So you need to plan things, you need to organize things, so that you'll be very productive at the workplace, because getting a job is one thing and maintaining the job is another thing. So you try as much as possible to learn from your environment, make sure you improve yourself, and staying motivated is very key in the job search. So it's very good to stay motivated while you are still searching for a job, because to be fair, it can be very, very depressing, especially if you get an email that says, unfortunately, you have not been paid. Or initially, for me, once I see the email, the first thing I looked out for is Leidanage. So Leidanage meaning unfortunately, and right there, I just normally delete a message because I don't want to be demotivated. But one thing I know for sure is that persistence pay. So you need to really be persistent and keep going, keep applying. It's not an easy thing. If you feel overwhelmed, it's okay to take a break. So you can take a break for some time and then continue searching again. So it's very good to stay motivated, and you also celebrate small victories. So for example, if you have like a couple of interviews coming, then you should be happy, because that can transition into getting your first job. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't put so much pressure on yourself, and make sure you make use of what you have. So if you have interview, you need to prepare. So by preparing, what I mean is that you go on the company's website, you make sure you learn about the company, you make sure you learn what the job description entails, what the job requires from you, so that once you get an interview, you can make the best out of it, because getting an interview is not easy. So make sure you put a lot of work into preparing for interview, so that you have ample time to prepare for your interview, so that you can ace your interview and get your first job in Germany. My final advice would be to start the preparation early enough. So start your application early. You can even start applying for a full-time job once you start your thesis. You don't necessarily have to wait till you finish school. So I know a couple of people who even had full-time job before they completed their studies. So you can start the job search early, so that gives you ample time. If nothing at all, it gives you experience. And once you transition to your job seeking visa, it becomes relatively easy for you in terms of the search, because you would have gathered a bit of experience before receiving this job seeking visa. Because trust me, people think you need to get a job seeking visa before you can start looking for a full-time job. No, that is not the case. If you get a company and you are so close to completing your studies, you can still go to the foreign office, submit all the documents, and they will give you a work visa to work in Germany. So you do not necessarily need to finish or complete your studies before you transition to, a full-time worker, or let's say a work visa in Germany. And it's very important to highlight your skills and your experience set, because it's more of marketing yourself. So whatever you can do, you need to show on your CV that yes, indeed, I'll be able to, do all these kind of things. So don't feel shy. Don't think, you're giving so much information. Your CV is like a marketing tool. So you need to put stuff that can put you out there and put you at the front bit of the queue. So it's really good to make sure your CV is very concise. Your CV is very well thought through and is very standardized, so that you have a bigger chance of getting or landing your first job. There are days that you feel like giving up, but you need to stay persistent. You should, consider the fact that you are in a foreign country where German is their official language. So that should, motivate you to keep pushing, to keep searching. I mean, unless, you want to go back to your country, there's something you are looking forward to when you return back in your country, then fair enough. So I've heard stories of job seeking individuals who persisted and they found a job. I mean, they are living their best life in Germany. So definitely preparation and perseverance pay off. So don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel, that you are never going to get. Just keep going. The only, way you can find out or not have regret is just keep pushing. So it's really good to keep pushing. So my final advice will be to start the preparation early and make sure you exhaust all the resources available. So for example, learning German, going online, using app in learning the language. You need to stay persistent, because it's not easy to search for a job in a foreign country. I've been there, and personally for me, it was quite a challenging phase of my life. But if you persist, I can assure you one thing: there is a possibility of you finding a job and securing your stay. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you have any questions, put in the comment section and I'll be happy to assist you with your question. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell icon so that anytime we drop a video, you'll be notified. Keep supporting us, and until we meet again, I will say bye and choose.